Hello everyone, welcome to Comic Connections. This is This Week in Comics and we are looking at items being released on the 15th of August 2018. Okay, so it's another big week of comics with titles like Thor and Iron Man and Justice League being released. But I've talked about them loads recently, so we're going to look at kind of good jumping on points, one-shots, your starting points basically. Last week was variants, this week is starting points. Sort of. There might not be a theme. Let's see what happens. My first pick is Purl issue 1 by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos. So if you ever read Alias, or as they'd have you believe it's always been called, Jessica Jones, then you'll be familiar with this creative team. They worked well together. Michael Gaydos has also worked with other creators like Straczynski on Bullet Points, which was really nice. It's a creator-owned book about a woman who's a hit woman and a tattooist and works for the Yakuza. So this one is going on to my to-read pile. I'm not sure what to expect yet, but just on the strength of it being the creative team behind Alias and how well the Superman books have been selling for us, I had to give this one a look. So maybe you will as well. My second pick this week is a callback to last week's variant theme. It is Weapon H issue 6. Weapon H sells perfectly well for us because apparently the world needs a mashup of Wolverine and the Hulk doing snickety, smashy stuff. I like it. But the reason I got this one is because it's a Fantastic Four cover. Not just any Fantastic Four cover, because yeah, I know you know that Fantastic Four came out last week. We all saw the video. But it's a J. Scott Campbell variant cover of that awkward period Sue Storm was going through where she just dressed wearing very little. It was the 90s. It was a different time for comics. What's really interesting about this is Campbell is pretty much just a variant guy now. He doesn't do internals really at all, and he makes lots of money doing the variants to the point that a lot of the time you have to go online and order them on the website and they sell out in 40 minutes and you're going to be paying 30, 40, 50 bucks an issue. Like this is in the shelf at cover price. It's a J. Scott Campbell cover of Sue Storm being all hot and stuff. That's pretty cool. You can still get Campbell in a comic shop without paying through the nose for it at the moment. So yeah, come in and check this one out. We've ordered quite a lot because we stand by it. So as long-time viewers of this video will know, Dan Slott and Spider-Man, two things I like quite well. And we all felt the blow a couple of sad months ago when Dan Slott ended his 10-year run on Spider-Man to go on to Fantastic Four and Iron Man. Well, yeah, Dan Slott is back on Spider-Man with Edge of Spider-Geddon. So this is a series of one-shots leading into the Spider-Geddon crossover. It's basically a sequel to the Spider-Verse story that came out a few years ago. If you enjoyed Spider-Verse, which featured famously every Spider-Man ever, then this is a good chance to catch up with some of those characters who you've seen in the Web Warrior show, etc. Basically, we do have the Spider-Verse animated movie coming this year. It's sort of making sure there's a book on the bookshelves for when that film comes out. So a little bit cynical, but at least they have gone out of the way to get the old creative team back in. This issue is written by McKay with art by Sandoval. Slott is doing the main series when that comes out. But there's no point waiting until that comes out and then wanting it. You need to get on board now with the Edge of Spider-Geddon series, which is why I'm telling you about it. Some of you may know I had a successful Kickstarter end over the weekend. We did very well, so thank you to anyone who did back and support that. And that's a nice, interesting seg and a cheap pop into Crowded issue 1. So this is a new book being published by Image, and the idea is you can crowdfund like assassins, and if there's someone you don't like, you can send them out after that person. So that alone was a bit of a hook for me to pick this one up and give it a try. As you all know, a lot of the Image independent stuff, creator owned, that they've been releasing has absolutely been on fire recently, and I'm sure Crowded is going to join that as one of the elite few books that we try and make sure we have every issue in, so you can jump on. It looks loads of fun. I'm looking forward to reading this one. Hopefully it is as good as it looks. But when you have a write-up which says, when Black Mirror meets Grosse Point Blank, ... like, I'm on board, because that's just two of my favourite things right there. And if you haven't seen Grosse Point Blank, then just go and see that. Forget this, just go and see Grosse Point Blank. Oh, how good is Grosse Point Blank? Do you like X-Men? Do you like issue 1s from Marvel? That's good, because I really don't. Like, you need a full-time job to read the X-Men. Like, that is your career option. Like, I can keep on top of Marvel and I can keep on top of DC, but keeping on top of the X-Men I do struggle with. 20 years ago, it was a lot easier, but, you know, that was the whole comic industry at that point. Like, X-Men were the beginning and the end. You had to know X-Men to get into comics. So this is the next big X-Men epic, and it's, you know, it's that because it says the next big X-Men epic starts here, and Marvel would not lie to us. Honestly, I don't know if it's good. I don't know what the quality's like. We have had a few people order it, and I'm intrigued to get feedback from the customers, because believe it or not, I'm not Superman. I can't read everything. I do my best. So please give me your feedback on this one. Let us know if this is going to be worth picking up. We have a few in. We don't have loads in, but it is a new X-Men issue 1, so it's an interesting jumping on point. They have said they're going to try and fix X-Men, so we're getting probably Uncanny X-Men back soon, X-Men Black, and a few other jumping on points. So hopefully this is the start of good things for the X-Men. I hope that's the case. Just for fun, I'm picking Cable and Deadpool Annual Issue 1 this week. And part of the reason I'm doing that is because we had the Deadpool 2 movie, which had Cable in it, played by Josh Brolin, and it was awesome and lots of people love it, and Marvel didn't cash in on it too much. Like, they restarted Deadpool, sure, and they did a Deadpool Assassins miniseries, but they didn't just cynically release a Cable and Deadpool one-shot to tie into it until now! So, yeah, loads of people love Deadpool. A lot of people like the whole Cable Deadpool thing. And actually, the Cable Deadpool comic is 10 years old now. So a lot of people might not have even read the whole Cable Deadpool shtick at the time. So, yeah, this is a good one-shot. There's no huge commitment here. It is one issue. It is self-contained. And it is just a counterpoint to Extinction to show that you can do fun X-Men stories without having an education in X studies and having to have read everything the last 50 years. This is a book you can pick up, you can read it, you can enjoy it, you can put it down, you can move on to the next book in your buy pile. So sort of a complete counterpoint to Extermination. Which one's better than the other? That's subjective. I'm not going to speak on that. I'm going to move on. I don't read a lot of Batgirl anymore. I was more a fan when she was Oracle, to be fair. And I also liked when Cassandra Cain, now known as Orphan, was Batgirl. However, Batgirl has been doing quite well for itself during the New 52 and during Rebirth. It's one of the few books that's done really well in both eras. Margaret Scott's been writing it recently. They're at the anniversary issue of issue 25, and it's an oversized issue, but it's nice and self-contained. There's a one clear story here, so if you wanted to try Batgirl without having to read the last 24 issues, without having to worry about what's coming next, you can pick this up and you can just read it and enjoy it. However, next issue, issue 26, that's when Sean Murphy, who did Batman White Knight, comes on to do covers. So, like, we're going to have quite a few Batgirls in stock moving forward, because I do really like Sean Murphy's art. So, might be a really good time to consider getting into Batgirl, people. Okay, last one for this week. It's new from Marvel. It's a Star Wars book. It's Star Wars Beckett, tying into the Han Solo movie, which came out a little while ago. So they're running a bit late on this. Come on, Marvel, you can do better. That's 2 potential comic movie tie-ins, like 2 months after the movies happened. What are they doing? I haven't got loads to say about this one, other than, you know, if you like Star Wars and you want to know more about the Beckett character from Han Solo, well, this is literally why this book exists. You can pick this up, you can read it, and you might be like, yeah, I don't really know much more about the character than I did before, but now I know something. And in closing, it's a good name. My graphic novel pick this week is something a little bit different. I'm a long-time fan of science fiction, and I like a lot of sci-fi TV shows. The quality of sci-fi comic tie-ins aren't the best. Like, some of the Star Wars comics have been good, especially since Marvel have had them. Star Trek's all over the map in terms of quality. However, one franchise has had perfect comics from beginning to end, and that's Babylon 5! No, only kidding. Serenity. The Babylon 5 comics haven't been in print for 20 years because no one cares. Serenity was a TV show, well, Firefly was the show, and it came about, and everyone loved it. Fox cancelled it for, like, no reason, because it wasn't doing Buffy Series 7 ratings, is why they cancelled it. But I digress. The movie came out, and that fared much better, but not enough to get a sequel, and the fans, myself included, haven't really recovered from that 15 years on. However, Joss Whedon has overseen the continuing adventures of the Serenity crew in a series of lovely hardcover books. I can't recommend them enough. We're slowly getting them back into stock because they've done like 6 of them now. And as I said, they pick up where the movie left off. So you're getting a lot of cool backstory for characters who are no longer with us, like Wash and Shepherd. But you're also getting the continuing adventures of the crew. So if you are a brown coat, if you like Firefly and Serenity as much as me, and if you want to get in on the ground floor before the new Boom series Firefly comics come out, you could do a lot worse than check out the old Dark Horse Serenity series in hardcover format. Jamie's telling me to put the book down, but I'm going to say just put the cover in front of it. And then it doesn't matter. Okay, that's it for another week. Thank you for watching as always. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, or share this and, you know, retweet it out there so we can find a bigger audience. The idea is it's not just for this shop. As I always say, any comic shop can take this video and share it, and it will hopefully bring in customers to them. The idea is we want to make the comic book pie bigger for everyone so we all eat. That's the plan. We're not trying to steal customers from everyone. So please support your local comic shop. If that's us, that's awesome. That's even better. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not here this weekend, but Glyn is going to be here in store for you. And I will see you next week when I'm back. Yeah, thanks for watching.